Monster RX93.1 presents All Out, your daily morning pick-me-up. All out hits, all out celebrity interviews, all out sports and showbiz news. Your hosts, Rico Robles and Karla Aguas.
I have a brother whose name is actually Derek Ramsay as well.
Oh, really?
And he went to, my dad is Derek Ramsay Sr., I'm Derek Ramsay Jr., and my brother is Derek Ramsay III. And, he's actually the one that was born with the talent of acting and singing. He went to New York Film Academy. He went to John Lennon School of Performing Arts in Liverpool. And he tried it out in LA for a while. And I told him, he asked advice from me, and I told him, dude, you're gonna have to work so much harder because you have to make your own name, even though we have the same name. That's the only advice I can give you, because he's the talented one. I never thought na magiging artista ako. It was the last thing I thought I would do. But my brother, ever since he came into this world, he was wired for that. He loves to sing, he loves to dance, he loves to act. So he says, I want to follow your footsteps. And I said, dude, that's fine. But, you have to find your own way. And you have to work double, the work I put in.
Lahat naging curious kung sino, ano itsura ng brother mo ngayon. Ginugoogle na nila lahat.
People are like, wait, my brother?
My brother? How many are you in the family? You have sisters as well?
We're 5.
You're 5, okay.
Yeah, I have 3 sisters, yeah.
Are you the youngest?
3 sisters. Second to the eldest.
Second to the eldest, okay.
Yeah. And my brother, for his final, he actually made a short film na boxer siya. So it was called Pangako, and he won he won best actor for it in LA. Some festival, he won best actor for it. So galing the process that he's going through, and hopefully he gains some success from all the hard work he's putting in. Recently moved back, that's so tough there. Casting after casting after casting after casting. And he decided to come back here. So he's not sure if he wants to try it out here. But right now he's working sa isang studio. So behind the scenes muna siya ngayon.
Wow.
So if he jumps here, Derek, you can actually have a backup guy as a cop, since you're a cop. In the trailers, you guys could be a SWAT team. Oh, diba? You could work from there. Diba? You and your brother.
Hey, Derek, we got a couple of questions and a couple of messages. Actually, somebody sent us a message saying, we would like to say thank you to Derek for his continued support for Habitat for Humanity, especially now that you're raising funds for COVID-19. Thank you, sir. Your Habitat for Humanity. Thank you so much. Derek, that's amazing. Can you tell us more, what are you doing in your own little way for this entire situation? Because there are so many celebrities now, so many public figures that some of them are behind the scenes. They don't even really publicize what they're doing or how they're helping. What have you been doing to do your part during this entire worldwide pandemic?
Well, I try to spread positivity. It's tough times. I send out good vibes. I have much respect for what our frontliners are doing. So doing whatever I can to help. Luckily, Duncan reached out to me and came up with this idea of, parang let's give these frontliners a break, even if it's for 5-10 seconds, and go out and just give them a donut. And so we went to different hospitals. They said, is this something that you are willing to do? And I was like, most definitely. These guys are out there, risking their lives for all of us. It's the least that I can do. So we went around to different hospitals, and it was an honor for me to meet our frontliners out there in action. And we donated boxes and boxes, dozens and dozens of donuts. I got to the opportunity to also meet the frontliners of the AFP. We brought them donuts. We built shields here in the house and sent them to different barangays. Sent them to the World Trade Center where I think that, what do they call it? It's the healing center. I think.
Parang quarantine site. Parang ganun.
Correct. Yeah.
Overflow parang center.
Evacuation
so,
site.
Yeah. So I sent some shields there. Habitat. We raised funds, getting donations from our fellow kababayans. Habitat is wonderful. I've been with them for many, many years. We've done so many builds together, and I believe in their advocacy. Putting a roof over a family's head, dude, that's the way to solve problems in our country. A big part of where I am now is because of that family unit, having that sense of family and having a roof over my head. So, just even having dinner with the family and just talking can avoid kids from getting into drugs and all of that. So, the importance of just having a roof over your head is, for me, something I really support. So, I've been working with them. World Vision is another charity I work with, and even just reposting. I have lots of people on Instagram who reach out to me and ask me if I could spread the word, and I do that. Of course, do a little research first to see if it's legit, right?
Legit.
There's still a lot. Oh my God! Parang times like this, and there's still people who think that way. Diba? Parang it really gets on my nerves. But
you're the worst in people, truly.
Really, diba? And I spread the word, and we've raised funds that way. And it's really nice to see, though, that how our country has actually come together, and not just the rich, the poor are giving to the poorer, diba? And I think that's been a Filipino trait. And
Yung bayanihan, right? The bayanihan.
That's one thing I love about the Philippines. That's why I prefer to live here rather than in Europe. The generosity, it's unbelievable, and I've experienced it so many times in the Philippines. Where, like, even growing up, I used to play golf in Calatagan, and my caddy invited me to his house because it was his birthday, and they don't have much. So punta ako doon, and pinagluto ako, parang fiesta. And whatever they had, they wanted me pa to bring home, and they don't have much. And the only income this guy makes is if somebody plays golf. And this is all the way in Calatagan, so not a lot of people play golf there. Sometimes I used to play there, and I'm the only one on the golf course. So imagine how much income they get. So it's just unbelievable to see during this quarantine that's really evident. Nagbibigay, nagtutulungan talaga tayo. Pero with that said, marami pa rin pasaway.
In the same breath, Derek, you were talking about donuts kanina. Okay, somebody on Facebook Live, Bea Obispo, wants to know, do you binge eat while you are in quarantine, or do you snack on stuff if you're binge watching or movies or whatever? What are your favorite guilty pleasures?
Oh yeah.
Guys?
So guys, I'll share this. Every time I go out and bring donuts to our frontliners, of course I bring some home to me and to my mga kasambahays. And it doesn't last a day. One box for me, no. But that's the benefit. I'm not telling you to be like me, but that's the benefits of all the hard work I've put in through the years. So metabolism is just so fast. It just be 5, 6, 7 times a day. The important thing is don't eat till you're so full where you can't breathe. That's really bad. And it's even worse if you missed a meal and then you think, bawi ako, I'll eat really big. That's the wrong mindset.
Derek,
if you miss a meal, you should eat a smaller meal for your next meal. That's the right mindset. So if you miss a meal, your next meal must be smaller.
Gotcha. Carla and
So
I,
it must be a small me.
Derek, we go to Dunkin' Donuts practically every day because
my
there's one at Strata 2000. Okay, so
Right in the lobby of our building.
yeah, there's one. So we're there every day. Just to ask you.
What's your favorite? I bet choco butternut.
Cream.
Yes, Boston cream, baby. That's the one, right?
Ako ano isa? Cheese trickles for me. Cheese trickles. That one I like.
Trickles.
Yeah, the cheese.
And the most popular is choco butternut, but for me,
Yeah.
Boston cream.
Thank you. Me too. The Boston cream gives you the best of everything. You get the
Correct.
marble on the top, but you still get the Bavarian hug inside. So it's kind of like the best donut. It reigns supreme. Like, I don't know. Like, why is nobody on that train, right? Like, when are people going to realize Boston cream is the superior donut?
How many can you eat, Derek, in one sitting? How many Boston cream can you eat? The most, like record.
Oh, my record is 12.
12.
Yeah.
Slow clap.
Okay.
But that's a mixture of Boston cream, Bavarian, and strawberry filled because those are my three favorites.
Strawberries.
You know, Carla, we were shot a commercial and for my birthday, Dunkin' made a special donut for me. It was Boston cream, right? With the Bavarian and strawberry inside.
Wow. All in one, like pag kinagat mo tatlo. Wow.
It sounds like
Done.
it sounds like the best creation. Oh my!
Yeah.
Then you get the tartness from the strawberry jam.
Yeah.
What's the name of the donut? Is it called the Derek?
No, it was called Kidlat actually. Diba, the white frosting, it was like a lightning bolt.
Yeah.
It was really nice. Yeah, that was so good.
Derek,
That was so good.
you really are. I mean, you're one of the most bankable leading men, if not the most bankable leading man in showbiz. You're a great guy. You're very well-rounded. And then you freaking are part of the Dunkin' Donuts family. Like, you are living the dream, my friend. Like,
Hey, I grew up with Dunkin'. You know, I in college, I would study at the Dunkin' Donuts near my college and wait till midnight because they throw the donuts away. And you know, diba, you're living on a budget in the US. So we sniffed that out. Bili kami ng isang kape, libre yung donuts kasi tatapon, hihingin na lang namin. Hey, sayang naman, we'll just stay here.
And then now you're like the endorser of Dunkin', diba? You're the face of Dunkin' Donuts, man.
Hey, the thing is to endorsing something, you should endorse something that you believe in. Then it's not work. And there's no way you'll make any mistakes because, you know, you believe in that. And you shouldn't put your name to anything that you don't believe in. That's my number one rule. No matter how much they say they're gonna pay me, if I don't believe in the product, there's no way I'll put my name to that. So, Adwai, guys, you know we grew up with that, bro.
Yeah, OG. That's what it is. OG.
Right?
Yeah. So, Derek, my address is, you can send it over. Oh, man.
you're like so funny, but at the same time, you can get real deep, man. Like, you got wisdom.
Wisdom and Boston cream, Carla. Wisdom and Boston cream. That's what it is.
Oh, man. Okay, Monster, don't forget, comment your messages and your questions at RX931 or here on our Facebook Live. So many people are like triggered about the donuts. They're like, yes, Boston cream. Oh, Bavarian is good too. Oh my God, I love that we're talking about donuts now. Okay, speaking of, you know, keeping yourself busy and eating some of your favorite food, are you watching or rewatching any shows or movies? And if you are, what can you recommend to people that are looking for something to get their mind off of like the entire situation? Yep. But before that, Chris over on Facebook Live says, Derek, send me some, please. Send me some Boston cream.
Oh, hey, you can order. They deliver.
Yeah, go do it.
Carla.
Get the number.
Record mo 12, Derek? Oh, I challenge you 24. I'm
Kung
ready.
walang quarantine, magdadala sana ako ng mga donuts dyan para sa inyo. Pero once the quarantine is over, I will bring it there.
Cool. We're gonna guess you here, okay? We're gonna work out live.
My heart and my tummy are ready, huh? I never forget, Derek.
I promised you. I always keep my word. I will bring you. And I will try if they can make a sample of that donut. That magic donut combination of Bavarian, Boston cream, and strawberry.
All in one.
All in one.
Wow.
Angel for the week, you know? Like that silver lining that you find out we're on season 3 of ECQ. He's that angel that you hope for. All right, let's do the question. Some of your fans also want to know, like I asked earlier on Facebook Live, facebook.com/RX91, are there any shows or movies that you are currently watching or rewatching or binge watching that you can recommend to people? What does Derek Ramsay like to watch that he can share on air?
Well, yeah. Wala tayong ganon. No, you know, I turn on Netflix and it's just crazy how most of the shows are just so negative.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's all about crime. It's all about, you know, killing and all of that, right?
Mm.
Don't get me wrong. I enjoy watching docus or films like that. But during quarantine, I don't think it's healthy for you to start watching negativity like that. Like especially stuff like that's, you know, like pandemic.
Yeah, get you
Stuff.
Get you all paranoid. Right?
Correct. And
Everyone's like, I'm never eating peanuts again.
I'll tell you this though, I haven't given in to the whole not like TikTok. I haven't given into TikTok and to the whole Korean
Drama.
drama. Yeah. I've been watching actually a lot of our local stuff.
Mm.
You know?
You ever watch your own movies? You ever got a chance to watch your movies?
I always watch my movies to try and better myself for my next movie. And that's why after quarantine, I have a couple of movies lined up. So I did go back and watch some of my movies just to, you know, better myself for the next movie that I'm going to do.
What's your favorite?
On Netflix, it would have to be All of You. That is such a real life movie, you know, about how relationships really are, that it's not just all lovey-dovey and good times, that you have to put in a lot of work, and there are phases in a relationship. The honeymoon phase kind of plateaus, right? And then it can even go down, and then it's up to you if you want to save it and bring it back up. You know, it's a whole roller coaster ride, and I just, you know, I really liked how that movie flowed and how it was written. It was so real of how, you know, how relationships really are, not the typical, you know, how it goes. Yeah, diba? I mean, those movies are cute and all of that, but this one is it's real. Hindi pa cute. You know?
Can you remember a line from the film? Can you remember a line?
Yeah, my favorite part is actually not the part where we're all lovey-dovey. It's actually when we hit rock bottom. And my character is going through something, and my girlfriend, who's played by Jenilyn, is also going through something, which is she doesn't see, or she doesn't feel like I want to have a future with her in the sense of getting married. And I just lost like this bar that I've had for over a decade, and instead of, you know, feeling for what I'm going through, sinabayan niya ako, and it just explodes, right? We're not there for one another. We actually go against each other. And in that scene, I got really carried away. I said stuff that weren't even in the script. Things like, pati ba yung pagtatae ko, papakailaman mo? There's a,
That was an improv line?
that was an improv line because in the movie, she tries to stop me from smoking, like in the house. So she sets up a smoking area outside because we just moved in together. And boom, ayan na yung mga changes. Bawal na magyosi sa loob ng bahay. So she catches me smoking in the toilet while I'm dropping a bomb, right? And I'm like trying to explain to her that it helps me to, you know,
to relax.
to relax.
Yeah.
But I finally just give in. I'm like, okay, I'll just smoke outside. To the point when we hit rock bottom, I don't know, it just came out. And I was just so into my character na, pati ba yung pagtatae ko, pinapakailaman mo? And I was just like, all my veins were all sticky. And laway, oh man. But after that scene, it felt really good. Pero nahilo talaga ako. I was just screaming and shouting. But yeah, that was probably my favorite line in the movie.
Like, if we could...
Questions. That's one of the questions that we got on IG. Somebody asked what was your favorite scene or part of your performance from all of you. And now you guys know, Monsters, that's an exclusive right there. It was an improv moment, like with that line. But you know, that's so powerful.
Yeah. Galing.
As quote unquote funny, maybe as like the concept of what you were saying was, it was the idea and the scene that you're in it. Because it reaches a point sometimes for people, especially when they hit rock bottom in their relationships, those things matter talaga and they build up to that. Yung parang, there's no communication, so you really feel like parang you're on each other on every single little thing, diba? So that's such a
yeah, and credit sa writer. If he didn't write it in a certain way, diba? Like I said, it was so real. Hindi ko malalabas yung ad-lib na yon. I wouldn't be able to connect that. But since the writer was brilliant, how he made everything flow and how, you know, the dialogue between the two characters, it really helped me get into that character and it came out, you know. That was a very moving and touching for me. Even I don't usually cry watching my own films, but when I first saw that on the big screen, the first time when I saw it, I was like, whoa, dude, I'm tearing up. So that's how I want to perform every time I do or bring life to a character, where I don't see myself, you know. I see the character that I'm trying to play. And yeah, hands down, that was my favorite scene. From the car ride to when the car stops and we get out and I proposed to her pero galit. Like, galing eh. It was like you said, it was a funny line, but it didn't come across funny because it wasn't thought of. It just came out, you know? It just came out. And, yeah, Jenilyn gave a brilliant performance too.
How did she react when
Like
you said that line? How did she react?
Ganda ng reaction niya kasi like, shock siya eh. She didn't see that coming. I didn't see that coming. You know? And it just kept on going. Because both our characters' name is Gab and Gabby. So nakakalito, diba? So it's like, I think the line was, pati ba yung pagtatahe ko, pinapakailan mo, Gab, you can't do this, Gab, you can't do that, Gab, you can't do this, you can't. It just worked. And the reaction of Jenilyn, where in shock and crying, really helped me sustain, you know, performance. So it's impossible if your co-actress or your partner in the scene doesn't give back, and she gave back, and it all came together. Ganda.
Galing. I would have been giggling if you said that to me in a scene. I'd be like, what?
Bro, you have to watch that scene. If you see my face, I don't think you'll be giggling. Natakot ako sa itsura ko.
I'll watch that tonight.
Itsura ko pag nagalit ako.
Watch it later.
Yeah, that's our movie tonight. We're gonna watch that.
Monsters. listeners, all watch it. Let's all watch it later because now we have some inside scoop as to that specific scene. I am so curious to see it now. Like I can't wait. Okay, I'm ready. Keeping up with your movies though, Derek, since you said you watch also so you can better yourself. Have there been movies or scenes or whatever that you also cringe? Like parang
all the time. All the time. Like, I can't watch. Yeah. I like the bed scenes. I don't watch. It's like I'll peek every now and then, but I can't watch. It's just like, oh God, you know. Yeah, and everyone. But they said it's reputable. Derek, kailangan mag-budget. I can't. It's like I cringe when.
Is it hard? Mahirap ba?
Super. It's the hardest thing to do. Actually, it's the hardest thing to do. And you know, when a film comes out and we get to watch it for the first time on a premiere night, so katabi mo pa yung leading lady. Talagang many times I've seen my leading lady look at me and say, "Oh, ano ka ba? Ikaw pa yung nagki-cringe." Ikaw pa yung...
So,
it's tough.
How does it go? How's the journey? Pag mga love scenes, do they do like multiple angles with cameras, multiple takes, or one take lang yan? Oh guys, close set tayo. Oh Derek, oh leading lady. Ganon. How does it go?
Well, it can't be one take. There are different angles, but the best that you can do is for each angle, dapat one take lang. Gets? So that's why for me the most important process or my process is before we even shoot the scene, I befriend my leading lady so that she feels comfortable with me, and then when we get to the set, I reassure her that I will protect her at all times. And hindi siya masisilipan. I always keep them close to me para nothing can go wrong, diba? And then I ask them, what are your limitations? And sometimes a shot helps also, to prepare. I've done that too. Not just one, maybe two or three, And then I tell them, so let's just go all out on the first take, so that we don't have to keep redoing it. Because if we redo it, it gets uncomfortable. And if it's another take, it gets even more uncomfortable. And then it becomes mechanical. That scene in No Other Woman, Karla, where what was that? The part where Anne and I were running on the beach naked, and then we make love on the. Do you know how hard that scene was? They made me wear skin tone Spanx.
Oh my God!
Okay. Yeah.
Medyo malamig.
And diba? So
now you know.
And then they make us do it right by the water.
Yeah.
So you know what happens to Spanx when it gets wet.
Medyo
So
malamig.
Anne and I are there doing the scene, and there's voice cues from the director. You have these huge lights on you because it was at night, diba? Huge lights on you, and the waves keep hitting you. So you're kissing, and salt water is going in your mouth, and sand is also going in your mouth. But you're still, focused on making it look like it is so romantic, and we're so into this. And then the director's like, "Oh, pan down towards my butt," and because of the waves hitting us, one after the other, and I have a huge butt. My butt decided to, Hulk its way out of these Spanx. It's like, "Rah!" and ripped the Spanx. And this is so funny because the director is following the monitor. So he doesn't see it. So, pan left, pan down. Ay, puwet! Pan! Hawakan mo yung puwet! Pan! Hawakan mo yung puwet! So, the focus is on Anne's hand on my butt, massaging it. This is in the director's cut. By the way. You won't see that in the cinema. But in the director's cut, you will see this. So Anne and I are just like screaming, "Oh my God," because hindi naman nakatutok yung camera sa face namin. While her hand is acting like it's caressing the Hulk's butt. It's just boom. It is so funny, and that's what we have to go through doing these scenes. And this was my first time to do a bed scene on the big screen. So I was so traumatized. And then, Anne and I, the following scenes, we were so comfortable already. I mean, what else could happen?
Yeah, nothing. That's the most awkward one right there, man. Oh my goodness.
Wait, I can't breathe. I'm never gonna be able to watch this movie this
Yeah, or like the kuchinta. The girls wear kuchinta, right? I don't know. Well, because it looks like kuchinta, where they put it over their nipple. Yeah, there was one time that the kuchinta was on me.
Lumipat.
Lumipat. So, but that's there again. That's where you have to be aware also. You have to protect your leading lady.
That's professionalism as well, being a gentleman.
Yeah. They try to get as much people out of the room or wherever they're shooting the scene. But you can't have everybody leave, right? Who's going to operate camera? Who's going to, it's really difficult. And it's just amazing every time you get to watch it, how it all comes together, because it doesn't look like that when you're doing it. You have vocal cues, you have all these factors that just don't help make it romantic.
All Out with Rico and Karla. All Out music and all out fun. Monday to Friday, 10 a.m. to 1 p.m. only on Manila's hottest Monster RX93.1.